Hey guys, MC Mura here, and today we're gonna talk about how Blanka clawed his way to the top of Street Fighter 6. And Blanka is a very interesting character in this game. I think Blanka was always one of the most successful characters in Street Fighter 6. A big part of that always got to be Mena, and you have to remember and honestly admit that Mena is just the greatest Street Fighter 6 player alive. His achievement speaks volumes, and because Mena was like so brilliant with Blanka, I feel like people kind of overlooks him. The thing with Blanka is that Blanka was always a character that was never that popular. Like you check out the character usage, and this tracks like how used every character are. And if we have like the entire stats, and obviously this is the most recent month, so Ingrid is gonna be there at the top. You check out the stats, and Blanka is 25th out of 30. And if we check out like the higher ranking players who are like the masters, Blanka's 27th. So he's one of the least played characters in the game. And the thing with Blanka that I always found so funny is you would see videos from like say Broski, who will tell you that Blanka have amazing neutral options. Blanka have amazing defensive options. Blanka have the best defensive options in the game. Blanka have the best level 2 super in the game. Blanka have the best anti-air in the game. But he's not top tier. Which was always kind of funny because everyone knows just how strong he is. But I feel like it's kind of an interesting situation because Mena is so brilliant and because the character is awkward. And I must say, Blanka is a little bit awkward. People never really gave the character as much credit. Obviously, you have to give Mena his flowers. He's amazing, the GOAT of Street Fighter 6, but Blanka was good. And recently, we started seeing results because the other Blanka players started showing up. I mean, you take a look at the previous Evo that we just saw, and we had this player, Shigemitsu. And Shigemitsu, I believe, is the guy that trained Daigo for the Blanka mirror, or the Blanka like first to 10 challenge with Mena. And the grand finals of Evo Vegas, that was a Blanka mirror match. That actually was a Blanka mirror match, that is crazy. And by far, this sequence was just ridiculous. Like, I completely forgot that Blanka standing medium punch is super cancelable. Man, what a sequence and what a comeback. This guy is gonna make a crazy comeback. So Shigemitsu started doing like super well. And before Shigemitsu did all of that, King's Vega in I think that was like late last year, he was also doing super well. And you have Nishikin that was always doing really well. And before that, we had Problem X. When he was on the Blanka, he was also winning and doing super great. So this is a character that have consistently now been getting results with different players. It's always interesting when a character is dominating with one guy and you are obviously more inclined to believe it's just because Mena is brilliant, which he is, but we now have to open the case for Blanka. Is Blanka actually that good? And what I find to be fascinating about what's happening is recently I made a video talking about the balance predictions for the upcoming update. And in that video, I actually put Blanka in the characters that I'm expecting to get big nerfs. This was even before the Evo Mirror Grand Final actually happened, which is kind of fascinating because recently the character have been completely on fire and doing really well. The thing with Blanka is that he is one of the better performing characters throughout this game's life cycle. And the thing with Blanka is that he is a character who have historically, if I'm saying at least modern Capcom fighting games, if I'm talking Street Fighter 4 era and beyond, he's never been that good. And Blanka have a huge red flag. Like, he have a huge tool that everyone can look at and say that is good, which is obviously like his level 2, right? Because level 2 for Blanka is clearly one of the best moves in the game, period. Possibly the strongest level 2 in the entire game, and it is the heart of Mena's and all of us, the Blanka's out there game plan. It really, really is. But I feel like that is not giving Blanka enough credit, in all honesty, because, like I said, you wouldn't expect a character like Blanka to be so well-rounded, but he is. Street Fighter 6 as a game, this game is played around this. Street Fighter 6 is played around crouching medium kick, right? That is the entire game. That is where the footsies, that is where the neutral is being played. And characters that can play outside of that, excel at that, get knockdowns and convert the knockdowns to Oki, are the ones that end up doing super well. And Blanka is brilliant. He is brilliant at playing outside that crouching medium kick, right? Ryu whiffs that crouching medium kick, and Blanka got that. That reaches, by the way. See this? Like, Ryu's crouching medium kick doesn't, but his does. And obviously, like, Ryu's own crouching medium punch obviously is never gonna go that far. But he has this move, which is very difficult to whiff punish, by the way. And that's just a great buffer. 9 frame startup, 5 active frames. He has that, which is very long. And the thing with Blanka is, despite Blanka consistently being a very successful character, the way that Capcom handled Blanka with the updates have always been nerfs to rewards and not nerfs to the actual utility, right? Like, the most, I will say, the most major nerfs Blanka gotten was during Season 2, the Season 2 patch. And what they done with this is that they nerfed his OD aerial ball. Like, as you can see, landing recovery increased by 5 frames, and they also changed his reward on the Blanka Shan so that there is even more scaling. Now, when this thing hits you, there is a little bit more scaling here, so that, yeah, the second hit is at 80%, so that he's not getting as much damage. And his aerial ball, which, like, aerial ball used to leave him at like +5. Now it's only like +1. So he's still plus. It's still his turn. He used to be +5. Like, that was actually crazy, but it's still +1. But here's the thing. The utility is there. What Blanka Shan does, that is still there. What the effect of the aerial ball, what it got. And by the way, the main reason that everyone who quote-unquote understands Street Fighter 6 will tell you that Blanka has the best defensive options in the game is that OD aerial ball. And what makes this option so strong is that it is the singular wake-up option in Street Fighter 6 that will beat shimmy and throw attempts. So if Ryu is trying to, like, grab me on wake up, right, and he does that, and Blanka does a wake up air ball, he gets a punish, right? Obviously, Hero was delayed, but he gets a punish. If Ryu try to, like, block here, and Blanka does the same thing, I'm still plus on blocks. This was +2. This is no other character in the game gets this. And that is what makes Blanka on Wake Up so scary, because he does have the invincible reversal. So maybe we're gonna try to bait, but then he can just back and jump back into aerial ball or jump back not. So baiting him or trying to shimming him is not that easy. And obviously that opens the door for parries and everything. So they nerfed the utility on the dolls, and they nerfed, or the damage that you get, and they nerfed the frame advantage, but the utility is still there, and the utility is what makes him super good. I talked about the game being played around the crouching medium kick range, and I said that Blanka was brilliant playing at that distance, right? Because sure, I mean, he got crouching medium punch, which is tremendous. He got standing medium punch, which is tremendous. But let's take a look at what Capcom actually buffed with Blanka, because Blanka got 2 other buffs that I find to be very major. As the first one is a buff to this move, his forward heavy punch. And forward heavy punch for Blanka got buffed in that he now have more frame advantage. So like he knocks you down, he launches here, and it is +1 advantage. And this is a move that functions tremendously well, again, outside of that crouching medium kick range, right? Another move that got big buffs was his crouching heavy punch, right? His crouching heavy punch is a really good poke. See, the range on that is absolutely tremendous. And this move also got a buff where it now knocks down on a counter hit. This used to knock down only on a punish counter, but now this knocks down on a counter hit as well, and he just gets more reward, gets a knockdown, etc, 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 right? So all of that is absolutely tremendous. And you have to keep in mind the general toolkit of Blanka. Like, he does have an anti-air that is one of the most rewarding anti-airs in the game with that heavy kick, right? If it happened to land, I mean, he gets full combos out of that. He is a character that is really tricky to throw fireballs at, right? Because of the slide, right? He always has the threat of the slide. And yeah, I mean, it is hard to like slide under fireballs on reaction, but the single presence of that make it so that the neutral versus him is kind of awkward. Like you can't really walk into his range and crouching medium kick him easy because he's so good at boxing you out, and at the same time you can't really jump in on him because he has that, which is tremendous. He have heavy kick, which is tremendous, and Blanka can just safely keep the game afloat, right? Like, he can stall with stuff like this, with stuff like that, and just stall until Blanka gets his level 2. And Blanka's level 2 is one of these tools that did actually get nerfed. Like, if you check out the balance patch, the last balance patch, the most previous one, the one with Alex, they actually did target how much drive gauge you are losing when you block his level 2, right? Like, when you block these Blanka balls, I obviously got no Blanka. Like, yeah, with each consecutive one, how much you're losing, that have now been reduced. But the tool itself and its volatility and its strength on hit still remains there. You watch any of the strong Blankas, like you watch Shigemitsu, you watch Mina RD, and it is always kind of like the same story, right? Where they're playing good neutral, the character is solid, surprisingly solid, until he gets the knockdown. And like I said, Shigemitsu, he's just amazing. He's just amazing. He really, really is. Like, this dude is the mix of the 1400 MR Blanka and Mena, which is tremendous. Like, he's so unpredictable. You never really know what he's about to do, right? That is just brilliant. So you always see Blanka players kind of like stalling until that happens, until he activates at level 2. And once level 2 is activated, he becomes an immensely threatening character. Take a look at like Killzyu's done so much, he blocked so many sequences just to stand chance, right? So I think he's a character who's always good. The utility have always been there. Utility have always been absolutely brilliant. And unless Capcom changes something with his kit in general, I don't see how Blanka wouldn't be good. Because the way that Capcom handles Street Fighter 6 in general is that they rarely targeted utility, and this sequence, oh my god, like, what is sequence? I've never seen that. By the way, I've never seen that. I have never seen that reset. I don't know how he went to the other side. Like, genuinely speaking, I don't know why that happened. how can he goes behind you? Like typically in Street Fighter 6 there is cross-up protection where if your back is to the wall, like if Ryu's here and his back is to the wall, I can't cross him up, right? But Blanka was able to cross him up, which like that's crazy. Like I said, his nerfs were mostly scaling, were mostly like less reward, but the utility is still there. He still have incredible defense option. His neutral is still pristine. Like between having like an area reversal, amazing neutral moves, and having potentially like the best super in the game. Blanka's just good. He's not gimmicks good, he's just good. And while being good, he also has a ton of gimmicks that are actually great. The thing with Blanka, thank God, is that he's a very unappealing character visually to many players, and that's why he's not being played that much. But he is certainly like a beast of a character, and obviously there is power creep as well. Characters, I would say power creep is just like there were characters like Ryu, like Akuma that got nerfed, and now they kind of left the way for Blanka to shine even more. What are your thoughts on Blanka? Do you think Blanka is actually gonna get nerfed in the upcoming patch? Do you think Blanka's fine as he is? I would love you to hear your thoughts all about it in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.